Good morning, everybody. My name is Abby, and today we're going to be doing an all-over flow that focuses on the back and the hamstrings. So, use whatever props you need today. Maybe your carpet and a mat. Maybe you want to have a nice fluffy pillow for Shavasana or a blanket nearby. Maybe some blocks if they're part of your practice. And then when you're ready, we'll meet in an easy seat in the middle of your practice area. Just making sure we have a lot of space around where we are today. And then when you're ready, settling into your space. Taking a deep breath in, and as you exhale, allowing your eyes to start to flutter to a close. Maybe they stay open and softened on a point of the floor in front of you, or maybe they come all the way to a close. Taking a moment to get curious about our bodies. Maybe wondering about where or if we notice sensation anywhere in our bodies. Do we notice tightness anywhere? Are we holding? Do we notice any sensation from other things? Maybe gently scanning from the top of the head, down through the shoulders, the arms, the torso, the hips, the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles and the feet. And checking in with the breath. Maybe one hand comes over your navel, one hand comes on your chest. Inhaling deeply, maybe noticing if that lower hand expands. Noticing this nourishing breath that's coming into the body. Noticing how the exhale sends the breath to every extremity. Maybe your hands come back on top of your knees. Maybe allow your eyes to begin to flutter open as you come back into the space. Beautiful. Go ahead and inhale with me, stretching both hands up, reaching up to the ceiling. Fingertips are reaching while the shoulders are dropping away from the ears. And exhale, twist to the left. Right hand comes on top of the left knee. Left hand plants behind. We're sitting up tall and we're twisting. Gaze can follow the back shoulder. Inhale, come back through center, sweeping the arms up again. Chin tilts up. Exhale, rotate to the right. We're stretching up through the crown of the head. We're not forcing too far into this. We're gently waking up. Inhale back to center. We're going to do that again on each side. Twisting left, right hand on top of left knee. Twisting, stretching. And back to the front. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand on right knee. And back to center. Inhale one more time. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Go ahead and stretch the legs out in front of you. We're coming into our seated forward fold. If you'd like, you can bring a pillow or a rolled up blanket or blocks under your knees, or you can just bend them a little bit as we inhale, stretching up. Exhale, fold forward. We're thinking about being long in the spine, hinging from the hips, imagining a straight line coming from the middle of your hips through the top of your head. Hands can be on the floor or on your calves or by your thighs. Just maybe not directly on the knee joint, anywhere around. Inhale, rising back up. We're going to stretch both legs out to the sides in a bit of a V. Take a minute to settle in. It doesn't have to be at your widest range. It can be anywhere. They can even be still in front of you if that's where your legs need to be today. Again, just inviting in curiosity about where your body needs to move. And then we're going to hinge up from the hips and walk the hands in front of us a little bit as we exhale. We're giving our legs a little love today. They do so much work for us. Maybe each inhale draws you up a little bit more, and each exhale brings you a little bit more forward. Inhale, rising up. We're going to turn towards our right leg. Just turning our shoulders to be facing that right foot. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, walk the hands down around that right foot. Just checking in and noticing where sensation is as we're here. If you have blocks and want to use them, you can always have your blocks on either side of your foot. Inhale, rising up. And now we're going to plant the right hand in front of that right foot. We're going to swing our left hand up towards the sky. Feeling that glorious side stretch. It's such a good one. Inhaling and opening our chest up towards the sky. Exhale, release. Inhale again, checking in with our torso, stretching up. And then we're going to turn to face that left foot. Exhale, walk your hands forward. Checking in with this side of the body, noticing if anything is different on this side or if it's the same. Checking in with the lower back. And I send my next exhale to soften a part of the body that is holding. Inhale, rise up. Coming back to center and then walking that left hand out and down that left leg. Inhale, sweeping the right hand up and over. Gaze can follow that right hand. Exhale, release. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, walk your hands down. How can we meet our bodies with curiosity and compassion today? Instead of thinking these poses have to look a certain way, how can I be curious and compassionate in seeing how my body moves and welcoming where it is? Inhale, rising up. Beautiful. Plant your hands behind you a little bit. Lean back. We're going to just give our knees a little bounce. Help them come back. Maybe windshield wiper the ankles back and forth. And then slowly walking them back in, however you'd like. Maybe you put them about a little wider than hips distance apart and take a minute to just kind of let them fall in one at a time. Just waking everything up after all that good stretching. We're also kind of rolling out our hips. All right, and then settling back into stillness. Go ahead and come to a tabletop position on your mat. I'm going to invite you to try a variation of child's pose today that opens the upper back. Go ahead and send your hips towards your heels. You can have wide knees today, or you can pull those knees together and allow the upper back to open, falling across the top of the knees. Hands come back towards the feet. Just allowing the upper back to melt over the knees a little bit. If sensation is ever too intense in child's pose, you can roll up a blanket and put it underneath your ankles or between your thighs and your calves. Wherever you are, maybe you roll out your forehead a little bit. Maybe you settle into stillness. Allow your next inhale to guide you up, back to your tabletop position. We're coming into a few cat-cows. Maybe this time you play with spreading your fingers wide on the mat, stretching out your thumb from your pinky as far as you can. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, tipping your chin up, dropping your back down. And exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, coming down, tipping the chin up. Exhale, dropping the head and rounding. Inhaling up, checking in with the shoulders. Exhale, rounding. Go ahead and move through 2 more of those at the pace of your own breath. And then come to settle back into stillness. Beautiful. From here, we're going to tuck our toes and go up into downward facing dog. Sending the hips up and back. Taking a minute to walk out our heels. We're imagining making the front half of the body into a long and straight hinge, hinging from our hips. pushing away from the ground, moving our shoulders away from our ears. And then coming forward into our plank pose, we're going to lower ourselves down onto our torso. You can go to your knees to protect your back if you would like. Lowering ourselves down and then pushing up. I'm going to offer for you to push up as much as you would like today, being aware of our backs and how intense the sensation can become. So put your hands underneath your shoulders and begin to push up. Maybe you are in baby cobra today. This is a beautiful place to be, pinching the shoulders behind. Maybe you're in Sphinx, coming down onto your hands and elbows. This is also a beautiful place to be. Or maybe you push all the way up. Wherever you are, not stretching so that we don't allow all of the weight to fall into the lower back. Stretching and lengthening up through the spine, through the top of the head, lengthening through the feet, and release. Planting the hands back underneath the shoulders. Let's push back into our child's pose. Again, option to go wide knees or to have knees together and allow the back to open up again. This is a safe place to be. You can come back to child's pose anytime during this practice. Inhale, coming back into tabletop. We're going to go into our downward facing dog again. Pushing up, sending the hips up to the sky. Lengthening through the hands, lengthening through the feet. Pulling in our navel. Bringing it to the back of the spine. And then playing with starting to pick up the right foot off the ground. Maybe today you hover it off the ground. Maybe it comes all the way up. And maybe you open up to the side and allow that right foot to come behind you. Inhale, bringing that knee up and through. Plant your right foot on the ground. Beautiful. You're always welcome to grab your blocks if you'd like, or you can have your hands on the floor or on your knee. Inhale, stretching up. And with the next exhale, twist open towards your open knee. Beautiful. Foot can always be here or it can be further back at a night, creating a 90-90. Either way is beautiful. Inhaling back up through center, stretching towards the ceiling. Exhale, plant the hands down, tuck your back toes. We're going back into downward facing dog. Again, walk out those heels. This time playing with lifting the left foot off the ground. A little bit at a time. Maybe it comes all the way up. And maybe it comes behind you on the right side, opening for a twist. Inhale, bringing that left foot through your 2 front hands. Beautiful. And inhale, stretching up. With the next exhale, open towards the left, twisting. Inhale back through center. Exhale, plant the hands down on both sides of the feet. We're going back into that downward facing dog. And then coming forward into our plank again, lowering ourselves down. And then pushing up into whatever variation you would like. Maybe coming into Sphinx on our hands and on our elbows. Drawing the shoulders together. Opening up the chest. Gazing up. Maybe pushing up from there a little bit more. And exhale, release your front body down to the mat. Go ahead and stretch your left hand out to the side. Next to you, the right hand is going to come underneath your shoulder. Left cheek on the ground. We're going to push the upper body to the side. Right foot is going to come and plant behind the left foot. Inviting in a gentle twist. Taking a minute to breathe. Noticing, am I holding? Can I drop my shoulder away from the ears? Exhale, coming back onto the mat. And this time we're going to do the other side. Stretch the right hand out to the side. Right cheek comes on the mat. Left hand plants underneath. Pushing the body so that you roll onto your right side. Left foot plants behind the body. Just checking in to see how this side of the body is different. Noticing where I feel sensation in different places. Noticing if this side is tighter or looser than the other side. And then with your next inhale, come back onto your torso, on your front, onto the mat. We're going to push up, planting those hands under the shoulders, pushing back into child's pose. Either or any variation.
Just allowing all of that movement to settle in. And then allow your next inhale to bring you
onto your hands and knees. We're going to come down to our back, finding your way however you're comfortable. And then maybe lowering yourself one vertebra at a time, down. Maybe you roll back. And once you're there, taking a moment to hug the knees into the chest. Maybe you move back and forth, walking out the hips a little bit. And then maybe you let your left foot drop to the floor, right ankle crosses over. You're welcome to stay here. This is a beautiful place to be. Or you can grab that left thigh and pull it in, using your right elbow to press on your right thigh, gently pulling it in. Checking in with the shoulders, dropping them away from the ears. Sending the breath to soften the parts of the body that have increased sensation. Go ahead and drop that left foot to the ground. Stretch the right foot up towards the sky, pulling it back towards you, hands on thighs or calves. Maybe you take a minute and roll out your ankle a little bit. And then draw both knees in together for one more little hug before we drop them to the left. Stretching the right arm out to the side. Gaze can follow. Gentle supine twist. Inhaling back up through center. We're going to drop that right foot down to the floor, left ankle crosses over. Again, just checking in to see what your body needs on this side. Does it need to stay here? Does it need for you to grab the thigh and pull it a little closer? And then letting that right foot plant down. Left foot stretches up towards the ceiling. Maybe you roll out this ankle, going one way and then the other. Noticing any difference in this side than the other side. And then bringing them both to your chest, giving them a little squeeze before you drop them to the right. Left hand stretches out. Gaze can follow the left hand. And when you're ready, bringing those knees back up. One last little hug before we release them back to the ground. Go ahead and take any last movements here that you need. We're going to be settling in for Shavasana. Maybe you take a full body stretch. Maybe you do a happy baby. Maybe you do side stretches. Whatever you need. And then grabbing whatever props you would like. If you'd like to have that fluffy pillow or a bolster underneath your knees for Shavasana, or a blanket, whatever would support your rest as we let all of these beautiful movements settle into the body. Go ahead and take that now. We're going to be in Shavasana for 5 minutes. I'll be here to pull you out. And as you're settling in, checking in with the breath. Maybe one hand comes on your navel, one hand on your chest. Noticing the breath expanding in your body. And noticing how your exhale sends energy throughout. Maybe even inviting relaxation in, starting at the top of the head, coming down through the face, allowing it to soften, allowing the jaw to soften, allowing the neck to soften, the shoulders, the arms, the torso, the abdomen, the hips, the thighs, the knees, the calves, the feet, allowing softness to come over your body, melting into the floor. Slowly allowing movement to come back into your body. You're welcome to stay on this mat as long as you'd like. But if the rest of the day is calling you, maybe you start to windshield wiper your feet back and forth. Maybe you move your wrists a little bit, rolling them out, inviting movement back to the arms before you turn on your side, and then gently pushing up to hands and knees or an easy seat. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join me. I look forward to seeing you next time.